Here we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, average trench assault enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, today I'm going to teach you how to clear a trench in Minecraft. So we should all be pretty freaking motivated to attend this block of instruction. Today I'm going to use the step-by-step method of instruction to properly articulate how to clear this trench. Really briefly, guys, please, if you enjoy this content, hit the like button. It helps out more than you know. Leave a comment. The comment for today's video is going to be a mask emoji, if there's even a mask emoji. All my old followers remembers when I first started this channel, I used to wear a balaclava to try to protect my identity. And then one day I realized, well, people want to find out who I am. They're going to find out anyway, so who really cares? To be honest, and I have tattoos, so it's whatever. So if you're an OG fan, leave a mask. I don't even know if there's a mask emoji. I know the ninja emoji has a freaking mask on, so leave some sort of mask emoji down below, okay? Last but not least, Instagram. If you want to see the lifts, go over to Instagram and find me over there. Whatever, it's where I post all my lifting. Today was chest and tries. That's why the drink for the video is protein and water, as always, okay? And last but not least, the freaking Patreon. First of all, thank you to everyone that came over. The handful of guys that came over and joined, you guys are freaking awesome. You are the literal reason why this block of instruction is happening, so thank you. Guys that haven't joined, it's $5 a month and gets you access to a Discord server where you can find buddies to train with and to game with. If you want to join the Patreon, consider coming on over and hanging out. Tonight, after I film this video, me and the boys are going to be playing some Call of Duty and talking about Minecraft. So if you want to come on over, come on over. It's only $5 a freaking month, and I'll send you a DM with the link for it, okay? All right, the gun for the video is the Beretta, because I have a lot of you guys, OGs, asking about my Beretta M9A4. Yes, I still carry it. Yes, I have the Vertec grip on here. I have the G model. It is freaking sweet, and I'm carrying it in a freaking T-Rex arms. I believe it's the iron side. Is that right? The iron side. But yeah, that is the gun for the video, okay? So, it's Friday night. Grab whatever beverage you want. I got my protein and my water, and let's get straight into it. Okay, as always, I have to tell you the purpose. Why are we going to assault this trench? Well, the purpose of a trench assault is to seize territory, okay? It is not a raid. An assault is to seize and gain territory. Excuse me. I love it the second I start filming, I start burping all over the place. Okay, so the purpose of a trench assault is to seize territory. It's not like a raid. A raid is where you're going to go in quick and get out, okay? Get what you need and get out. A trench assault or an assault is where you're going to actually seize terrain. I'm going to define the characteristics of a defense for you so that way you understand what the enemy has on us. The enemy has the ability to cause disruption. They have the ability they have flexibility, maneuver, massing effects. They have the ability to prepare. They have additional security. They have depth, okay? They have a primary, alternate, supplementary, and emergency fighting positions. They have ammo storage, heavy weapons in place. Their flanks are covered, and they have indirect fire assets, okay? So that is all the capabilities that our enemy is going to have on us. So why do I cover that? Because we're going to have 5-to-1 ratio. That means for all my fellow infantrymen and 0311s out there, if there's 10 of them, how many of us do we have to have? Correct, 50, okay? So 5-to-1 odds, but that doesn't just include people. That also includes most casualty producing weapons or high casualty producing weapons such as M240 Limas or PKM machine guns. So if they equip every single member of their defensive front and this straight line right here, this jagged line that I'm kind of highlighting, I'll go over it again. They equip every single member of this front with a PKM machine gun. That means we're going to have a bad day, right? So it's not necessarily 5-to-1. It's also going to be based on how much indirect fire assets they have, okay, artillery, mortars, and if every member of their platoon is equipped with a PKM, okay, or if they have Dishkos in place, then we're going to have more firepower to be able to take this, okay? All right, I'm going to very quickly orient you to the map, okay? Our direction of travel is going to be north, okay? So for this particular case, just straight up. We're going to be down here where it says PB or patrol base. The enemy is going to be located in this jagged line right here. also known as their primary fighting position. They are dug in and entrenched, okay? Hashtag trench grenade, right? All right. God, I'm cringy. I know. Bear with me, guys. All right, so this is their primary defensive front. This is their retrograde route. So these two lines coming back, retrograde simply means that's their retreat route. Whenever you dig a trench, you want to have a retreat route, because if you don't, you're going to end up like some of the guys in some of this GoPro footage where they're trying to run away out of their trench and they're getting absolutely smoked in Minecraft in Europe right now, right? In Minecraft Europe. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this is their retrograde route back to their supplementary firing position. In this Minecraft server, our enemy from the east side of Minecraft, they are, for whatever reason, pretty dumb, and they just have their supplementary fighting position. Maybe they ran out of time in a straight line for us, okay? But they dug their primary fighting position properly. All right, characteristics. I'm going to go ahead and talk you through the characteristics of an offense, okay? Some things you're going to need to have are 5-to-1 odds, a support by fire, okay? A support by fire. Typically on a normal assault, you would only need two 240 machine guns, but in this particular case, you're going to need a beefed up support by fire. That's going to include artillery assets like 155 millimeter howitzers, okay? 120 millimeter mortars. And for all you guys that say in the comment section, I'm just a civilian, what's the likelihood of me ever having that? First of all, every time you say just a civilian, some cringy, what do you guys call them? You know, the former military guy that's like really leaning on their ego. It's like a vet bro. Every time you call yourself just a civilian, some vet bro out there that is telling you you can't wear your body armor at the range, they're just jumping up and down cheering like, yeah, they're just a civilian. They never served, whatever. Stop calling yourself just a civilian. It's just as annoying to me as it is to you, okay? We don't care that you're a civilian. Just learn the stuff and hopefully you can apply it in your Minecraft server. Also, hopefully everyone has their notebook out right now and is actually taking notes. Okay, so your support by fire is going to have things like artillery, mortars, extra machine guns, stuff like that. Let's take a drink break, and then I'm going to talk to you about fires. Okay, fires. So you're going to have fires capabilities. I'm going to check the camera as I talk to you about fires capabilities. So you're going to have fires assets. Fires assets is simply just going to be, you're going to plan your fire missions in a way that makes sense. So you're going to do what's called creeping fires. So I don't know why I didn't draw it, but you might have one, we'll say right here, one fire mission right here, Alpha Bravo, we'll just call it 006. Alpha Bravo 006 could be planned right here to disrupt the enemy, okay? So you'll fire this target number first, and then you'll fire Alpha Bravo 001. Then you'll fire Alpha Bravo 002. Then you'll fire Alpha Bravo 003. Or you can say, at my command, fire target numbers Alpha Bravo 1 through 3. Does that make sense? Some of you guys are like, it makes sense, Trench. It doesn't. Just ask in the comments. If you want a specific call for fire, that's how you request indirect fire assets, artillery and mortars. If you want a specific video on call for fire, let me know in the comment section down below. But we're going to use what's called creeping fires to overwhelm the enemy, okay? So, Alpha Bravo 006, fire target number Alpha Bravo 001 through Alpha Bravo 003. At my command, fire or fire when ready. Hang it, fire. Boom, okay? They're hanging and banging rounds. And then you could say cease loading Alpha Bravo, target number Alpha Bravo 001 through Alpha Bravo 003. They'll say, and then they'll basically call back to you, okay, what's your BDA, battle damage assessment, okay? This is all going to be your forward observer's responsibility, but all of you need to know how to do it, okay? So, in layman's terms, for all you guys that are getting overwhelmed, because as I'm talking to you about this, I feel you getting overwhelmed through the camera. Like, as I'm saying these words, I feel like some dude is just like, what is going on? If you're like a former forward observer or fister is what we call them, got it. You're probably squared away, but there's some dude right now at home that's like, what is going on? I got it. If you want another class on it, I'll do it. So, fires, they're super important, and you're going to have them, okay? You can also have illumination. So if you're attacking at night or assaulting at night, you can have illumination targets. That way you can illuminate the battlefield, okay, for certain durations of time to add confusion and to add your ability to be able to find a lane and all the craziness that's going on up here. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to remove as much as I can of this Alpha Bravo 006, this one, because I think it's adding too much to the board. I think some of you guys agree. Okay, so you can also fire illumination rounds for a trench assault. Now, write these down, because these are going to be quiz questions, and this is what you're going to need to know. If the world ends tomorrow in Minecraft, you're going to need to know this. So, the characteristics of an offense, okay? Surprise, concentration, tempo, and audacity. I say again, the characteristics of an offense are surprise, concentration, tempo, and audacity. Surprise means exactly what it sounds like. You can attack at any point, at any moment in time. You can attack at what's called stand 2. Stand 2 is going to be when the enemy, 30 minutes before wake up, or when the sun rises, okay? 30 minutes before when the sun rises, and 30 minutes before the sun sets. Or at the time you most expect the enemy to be drowsy, or if they're doing a relief in place. Some of you guys are getting overwhelmed, but a relief in place is simply one element leaving and another element replacing it. That's a whole nother video in itself if you want a class on that, on the relief in place. You guys just got to let me know, because there's a lot of stuff I want to teach you, but I don't know what to tell you if you don't tell me what to tell you. God, we are so down a rabbit hole right now. Okay, so surprise is exactly what it sounds like. You can attack in the morning at stand 2, at night at stand 2, or anytime, okay, whenever you want. Concentration. Concentration means, remember in the movie 300 when they concentrated their defense, the offensive force, right, to get around the hot gate? You know what I'm talking about? So everyone's seen 300, where the Persians, they concentrated their force on the flanking maneuver to be able to outflank them. That's kind of like a concentration, or it's just like a massive concentration of troops in one area to overwhelm one part of the enemy's front line. Okay, tempo. Tempo means we set the freaking tempo. If we want to fight forever and we want to fight fast, we'll fight fast. If we want to fight slow, we'll fight slow. The attacking unit sets the tempo. Okay, that's one advantage we have. And audacity. We have to be audacious. We have to go out there and we have to freaking we got to freaking get after it. Okay, we'll just say that. So we have to be audacious. Forms of attack. There are multiple different forms of attack. This is another test question. Forms of attack include envelopment, turning movement, infiltration, penetration, and a frontal attack, okay? Those are the forms of attack. I say again, envelopment, turning movement, infiltration, penetration, and frontal attack. Now, I'm going to take a drink of water, and we're going to talk to you step by step of how to actually conduct this assault. Okay, so as you see here, the patrol base. We're going to say we have a battalion patrol base, which would never ever happen. So we're not even going to call it a patrol base. We're going to call it an Alpha Alpha, or an assembly area, for all my fellow airborne dudes out there, right? So we're going to call it an assembly area or an Alpha Alpha. The Alpha Alphas, we're going to make all final plans. When our whole battalion is formed, roughly 600 guys, okay, and gals, formed up in the Alpha Alpha. As we're making final plans to cover our movement, we're going to be doing spoiling attacks, okay? So we might do a fake attack here, a fake attack here, and after those happen, we'll start doing what's called fires. We're going to start prepping the battlefield, okay? The way we're going to prep the battlefield is we're going to start firing target number Alpha Bravo 006 through Alpha Bravo 005. But we're not just going to fire target numbers in this area of the front. We might fire target numbers over here. We might fire target numbers over here to confuse them. If we fire a bunch of target numbers over here and they start moving forces, what did we just do? Okay, concentration. We surprise the enemy, we change the concentration of the enemy force, okay? We set the tempo and we're being audacious, right? We're using trickery and deceit to our ability to assault this trench, okay? So we can fire a bunch of target numbers over here to confuse the enemy as well. All right. So as our friendly units are in the Alpha Alpha, what we're going to do next, okay, is because it's a battalion operation, we're going to assume most of this stuff has already been established, okay? But you still want to conduct some sort of leaders recon on the ground. So as these target numbers are being fired, whoever the leader on the ground is, we'll say Alpha company commander is the decisive operation. They're going to be the ones establishing the assault. Bravo company is going to be the ones mainly on support by fire, and Charlie company is on security. Okay, just to keep it simple. So Charlie company is going to move out. Alpha company commander and Bravo and Charlie are going to move out with a small advanced party. Okay, the company commanders are going to move out on a leader's recon, and they're going to first recon the tentative assault line. So we'll say this is our tentative assault line. And then from the tentative assault line, they're going to move back, they're going to move over, and they're going to recon the tentative support by fire line. Okay? And then from the support by fire, they're going to move back, and they're going to do one final check. In this particular case, we're only going to have one security position, because we're going to try to conduct a frontal attack or a penetration attack, right, with this assault line. So this will be our security position. After that, we'll say Charlie company is established in their security. We might have a small OP over here as well, okay, and a small OP back here to protect the battalion commander and the battalion sergeant major, so that way we can continue enforcing standards and discipline, right, sergeant major? Correct. Okay, so we might have a small cordon party or a security team back here, and we might have a reserve. So we'll keep a reserve back here as well. A reserve will come from the Charlie company in this particular case, and what do you think the reserve is going to be used for? The reserve will be utilized if the enemy wants to counterattack. If this whole plan fails, the enemy wipes us all out, the reserve can be used to defend sergeant major and the battalion commander to keep the coffee warm and keep the plans happening, and that way we don't lose a bunch of territory, okay? I'm just joking around about the battalion level leadership. I've been blessed with a lot of good battalion level leadership in my career. But the reserve's back here to make sure the coffee stays warm and that the boss is happy, okay? The battalion commander can also utilize the reserve to plus up the assault, to plus up the support by fire, or wherever he or she needs the reserve to go. Okay, we'll say, so security's in place, and then after security, we're going to place support by fire, and after support by fire, we're going to place assault. So we recon ass, we in place ass backwards. Say it with me. We recon ass, we in place ass backwards. Okay, you're going to need to know that. So assault, security, support. What am I saying? Assault, support, security, security, support, assault. Does that make sense? Okay, that's going to be a test question as well. So we'll say everyone is in place. Our reserve is good. Everyone's in place. The target numbers are being fired. Let me take a drink of protein. Someone do me a favor and add the time stamps. That way dudes, if they get confused, they can look at your reference and see where they got lost. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Okay, so now that we are all in place, what's going to happen is our creeping fires. So we're going to cease loading Alpha Bravo 006, okay? We're going to begin loading Alpha Bravo only Alpha Bravo 001 through Alpha Bravo 003. If the battalion commander or the decisive operation, the assault company commander, if they have enough rounds at their disposal or minutes of suppression, write that down. Minutes of suppression. Minutes of suppression, man, I need to stretch. Oh, my back. Minutes of suppression simply means how many minutes can we actually engage the enemy with indirect fires, okay? So if he has enough rounds to continue loading of minutes of suppression, the decisive operation or the company commander on the DO, because the support by fire, Bravo company commander, he's the shaping operation, okay? So the decisive operation is going to be the assault commander, company, okay? 120 dudes at least, right? Remember your 5-to-1 ratio. So if he has enough rounds, he can continue loading. So we're going to cease loading Alpha Bravo 006, and then the support by fire is going to open up. Support by fire is going to open up in a mad minute. What that means is they're going to, if you have like 60 millimeter mortars, which are just small mortars, they're just going to freaking fire as many rounds as they can in a minute. You're going to open up with all your M240s. All the riflemen, all the little riflemen down here are going to open up as well for a mad minute. After they open up for their madmen at roughly around Alpha Bravo 001 and Alpha Bravo 002, also known as target reference point 1 and target reference point 2, okay, they're going to then shift fire left. Shift fire left to TRP2 and shift fire left to TRP3, okay? So now they're just engaging in this manner, in like a V, okay? That's going to be what's called a battlefield handoff. At this point, the assault company, the assault company is going to begin moving forward or bounding, okay? Bounding forward. I'm up, excuse me, I'm down, but it's going to be by squad, okay? At this point, you're going to leave the majority of the company back here still. You're going to have a security, either security platoon, in this particular case, most likely will be a security platoon. What this security platoon is going to do is they're going to have an engineer asset. The engineer asset is going to cut the wire, either with Bangalores or any sort of device that they need to use, or wire cutters. They're going to physically cut the wire. Okay, so if there's any concertina wire over here, just pretend like there's a couple strands. They're going to physically cut it, or they're going to blow it with Bangalores or whatever they have, okay? Miklik, Bangalore, it doesn't matter. They're going to blow that thing. Yeah, they are. Getting fired up. Okay? Your local security squad or platoon, okay, these are security, are going to cover your little engineers. Hey little guy. Shout out to all my combat engineers out there. They're going to cover these engineers as these engineers get absolutely ripped to shreds, attempting to cut this C-wire and attempting to blow these Bangalores, okay? If you've gotten this far, give me a RIP to the combat engineers, because we bully them a lot because they're typically kind of nerdy, but thank you to all my combat engineers and my artillerymen and mortarmen, because without y'all, the infantry would just die right here. We would literally, the infantry dudes, my guys, would just all die right here. So shout out, pay respect to the MOSs we like, okay? So thank you to those MOSs. All right, so security platoon is set. Engineer assets have gotten cut to shreds, but they have successfully blown the breach. So the way that would sound is, fire in the hole, fire in the hole, fire in the hole. Everyone would get down, kaboomy, okay? Now I have to teach you what's called standoff distance. I'm going to check our camera to make sure we're still good, and then I'm going to teach you about standoff distance. Standoff distance is simply how far back do I need to be from this explosion so I don't absolutely delete myself from this server in Minecraft. So they did their fire in the hole, fire in the hole, fire in the hole, kaboomy, blew a big ass gaping hole into this freaking mind wire obstacle. Now, after we've cleared this mind wire obstacle, security platoon, this is probably two squads and two squads with a weapons squad most likely attached. Okay, so a local, this is where it's going to drive me crazy. It's not a local sport by fire. It's not, okay? It's not a local sport by fire. It's a base of fire. A lot of guys will say, oh, your local sport by fire. It's not a local sport by fire. Delete that from your memory. It's your base of fire. This is your support by fire. This is your base of fire on your security platoon. So after this is blown, now all these little weirdos and the rest of the assault company are going to move up, and they're going to establish a strong base of fire on the other side. I'll draw this a little different. On the other side of wherever the mind wire obstacle was, and I'll get rid of Alpha Bravo 001. So let's say it's right here. Let's say all that mind wire obstacle that the little engineers cleared that we love was right here. We push through. Okay, now something really, really sketchy is going to happen. And if you know what's about to happen, pause the video and let me know. Okay, so what's about to happen is we're going to play the lowest rank game. It's unfortunate. But two little riflemen are going to have their hand grenades out, okay? Everyone else is going to literally lay down as many rounds. You know in Saving Private Ryan when they're like covering fire and they're establishing a base of fire with their M1 Grands on the beach of D-Day to get the sniper into position? Well, that's what we're going to do. If you know what scene I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So our base of fire is going to dump a bunch of rounds, and these two little riflemen are going to run up. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to be both on their back, okay? These two little guys right here, they're going to have a hand grenade in their hand. That's it. They're going to have a hand grenade. And they're going to sprint up, and then they're going to start to high crawl, whatever, based on the terrain. They're going to get us all the way up to the trench. And if those two guys get smoked, guess what we're going to do? Next two grenadiers come up. Whoever you have assigned, little riflemen with their grenades, their actual carbine is slung to their chest or their back, however you want to do it. Okay, typically your chest. And guess what's going to happen? Covering fire. Everyone's going to start shooting. These two little guys are going to run up. Never point with your finger, always point with a pin. And they're going to get up here. Let's say these two make it, okay? These two make it up to the trench. All they're going to do is they're going to be laying down. Here's one little guy laying down, okay? Head to head. Here's another little guy. See how they're laying down head to head? Hey, look, he's smiling. This guy's not smiling, he's sad. Okay, they're laying down head to head. All they're going to do, okay, you can either do head to head or you can do foot to foot. It's based on your unit. But all you're going to do is either shake your head yes or look at each other, yes. They're going to literally, if you want a grenade class, I'll teach you a grenade class. That's another video I guess you'll have to post in the comments below. But they're going to proper grip, thumb to clip, twist, pull, pin, shake their head yes at each other, sneak a peek, strike a pose, roll, frag out, roll back. Okay? All they're going to do is that. Both of them are going to throw their grenade into the trench. What's most likely going to happen is those two are going to die. So you're going to repeat this process until you either get in the trench or you all die. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's assume our two little Joeys. Good job, guys. Well, I'll write you an AAM tomorrow or an RCOM. Okay. Good job, guys. You made the breach, or you got through the breach, and you employed your hand grenades. So one more time, they're either feet are touching, okay, laying on their backs, or their heads are right next to each other. Okay. Thumb to clip, proper grip, thumb to clip, twist, pull, pin. Good to go. Sneak a peek and roll, frag out, roll back over. Okay. Assuming they got in, boom, boom. They are going to jump into that freaking trench. And they are this is where your M4A1 is going to be freaking sweet, because you're going to have that bad Larry on the giggle switch, and you're going to clear out a foothold. After you clear out a foothold, okay, you're going to have everyone, whoever the company commander dictates, is going to jump into that trench. They're going to have a long antenna or a flagpole with something like orange or a VS-17 panel really freaking high in the air. That's going to be high enough to stick up out of the trench. And then they're going to conduct basically room clearing, a rolling T, fighting hand to hand if need be, and they're going to clear this entire trench line. Anyone that was over here, because their enemy trench ended right here, anyone that's over here is going to get canoed. Okay, if you don't know what reference that is, go look it up. But anyone that was over here is most likely going to get killed. We're going to move all the way to their retrograde point. Once we get to their retrograde point, the company commander is going to decide if we want to secure the entire trench or if we want to set security on the far side of the retrograde point and begin assaulting the next trench line. Because remember, audacity is how you're going to win in a trench fight, okay? All right. In the trench itself, you're going to conduct a rolling T. What that means is you're going to have a dude, and a dude in the middle controlling the two. And as your friendlies get killed, you're just going to replace them and keep pushing in a rolling T. Okay? Just like a T, like a T looks like this, a capital T. So you have a dude, and a dude in the middle between them controlling them. And as they get killed, you'll just replace them in the stack. Okay? It's called a rolling T. Obviously, the support by fire is still engaging and will continue to engage. That is why the weapons squad leader on the support by fire, or in this case, the company commander on the support by fire, needs to be radioing up to the maneuver element how many minutes of suppression they have remaining. After you secure this foothold, if the company commander decides you want to take this entire trench, you'll do that. If the company commander says you want to continue chasing them down to their supplementary fighting position, you'll do that. But here's the thing you got to realize. The enemy most likely will have either shotguns or PKMs or something staged in the trench, that every single time you turn one of these corners, you're going to have to throw grenades around it or just be mag dumping as you go around the corner, because the enemy's going to have either a machine gunner or a shotgunner positioned around every single corner, okay? And the enemy's also going to be playing baseball with you the entire time, okay? They're going to be throwing spicy rocks at you, okay? And you're going to be throwing spicy rocks back, and it's just going to be constant hand grenade battle, trench grenade, right? the name of the channel. It's just going to be constant hand grenade throwing, and dudes are going to lose their lives needlessly, unfortunately, in Minecraft, trying to clear this trench. Every single one of these corners that you see that I've drawn, dudes are going to die on both sides. Okay? Go look at any footage from what's going on in Europe. Every single corner you turn, someone's going to die. A lot of people are going to die. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, so obviously if you choose to continue clearing this way, the support by fire will lift fire. Okay, the company commander or the battalion commander may choose to move the support by fire up to in place in this alternate fighting position. So if the battalion commander wants support by fire to break down and move up into this trench line, because now this trench line is yours, so then you would have a support by fire and you would just spread out through here. But one thing you got to realize is now the enemy is just going to start hitting you with pinpoint indirect fire assets. They're going to start artillerying you and mortaring you, and you're going to lose a ton of freaking people. That is just the reality, okay? For all my first sergeants and platoon sergeants out there, you need to have in your GPS, you need to have exact routes of areas that have been cleared, because if you're in this trench and you're trying to move casualties out and you just jump out of the trench and try to come this way, you're either going to get blown up by their mines, stuck in their C-wire, or raked down by enemy PKM machine gun fire. So your implied task is you and your medic need to have, your platoon medic need to have a plan to get these dudes out. Okay? All right, guys, that's a lot of talking. Hopefully you retained something. Guys, if you've gotten this far, I promise I'll stop harping on the Patreon once we get enough support. But if you've gotten this far, please consider becoming a member of the Patreon. It helps out more than you can. Ask whatever questions you have down below. This is a pretty in-depth class. I hope I articulated it well enough for you guys to be able to actually absorb the knowledge. Hopefully you took notes. I enjoy making this content for you guys. If you want to hang out on Discord, I'll be on Discord tonight with the boys, chatting it up in about an hour or two after you've seen this. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. I'll have a video out for you tomorrow on how to properly zero, and I'll probably do one more video on the state of the world, the news video, because you guys seem to like that a lot. All right, guys, this concludes my class on how to conduct a trench assault. Until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average trench assault enjoyer, signing out. Cheers.